Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are all doing well. So this is Heart to Heart with Harriet, where I talk to you guys about all things health, healing and well-being. And today we have a very special guest here with us. Her name is Alphina. So Alphina, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi everyone, my name is Alphina. I am a wife, I am a mother to a 10-month-old, and I serve in multiple ministries at church, and I'm here today, thanks to Harriet, just to speak to you guys about motherhood.
Yeah, exactly. So our topic today, guys, is going to be motherhood and basically navigating motherhood in our 20s. So if you know that we're both mothers, and motherhood comes with its own challenges. It comes with different areas where you kind of have to work on yourself, work on who you're going to be, as a mother, as like a career woman, as like the individual that you're trying to be in society as well. So I thought it would be an interesting one for us to talk about today. So I'm going to ask Alphina just a bunch of questions, and then we'll go ahead and just answer them, see what insights we get out of them. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So, all right, first question. What has your motherhood journey been like so far? Like in the last 10 months of you becoming a mother, what do you feel like it's been like?
Wow, where do I begin? My goodness. Let's start first at the pregnancy journey, okay? So I think that's a good place to start, because let's not miss that. So when we're going back to my pregnancy, you often see on social media, or like seeing other women, it looks all easy and breezy, and you're just excited. You get you do your tests, and then you get the results that it's positive and you're pregnant, and like you're excited. Woo, cool, about to have a baby, and woo, bang, morning sickness. Child, it just hits you like a truck, because you don't really hear much about women going through tough pregnancies. It's always, oh, I had a good pregnancy. You don't really hear the other side of it, that you can have challenges. Like, for example, when I was pregnant, I lost about 10 kilos in the first trimester.
Wow.
Which is unheard of. I didn't know this was a possible thing, because I was so unwell. And moving on throughout the pregnancy, there was just different symptoms that you don't really hear much of, and that's something I feel that we need to bring to light for expecting mothers who just aren't aware of like the other sides of pregnancy. And then you hear some mums don't have any symptoms. So again, there's just so many different things you can I guess just experience in pregnancy.
100%.
And for me it was a big shock. And and then moving on to having the baby, you'd think, now it's about to be easier. And boy, did I find out. So so there's this thing called the fourth trimester that a lot of people don't know about. Okay, so moms call it the fourth trimester. So when you give birth now, you're about to enter into the first 6 to 8 weeks of the baby's life. And I'm telling you, that's another phase, because now you're dealing with baby who's crying, baby who feeds on demand, baby who wants to sleep and be held a lot. And it's just like you've just given birth and you're also trying to recover. And my goodness, it's a lot, especially for a first-time mum. It's so much to take on board, so much to handle. And like, I feel as women, we need more of these conversations. So we're all aware, we know all the details of what to expect. It's not just flowers and roses. Baby comes out, it's all sunshine, 100%. It is, in a sense, a beautiful, beautiful time in your life. Going through a pregnancy, having the baby, giving birth, all those things. Yes, there's a downside, but also there's a beautiful side. And just throughout that journey, just knowing that, I have God, I have someone who's watching over me, I can pray, having my husband covering me, just made the journey so much, I wouldn't say easier. That's maybe not the word.
That's not good.
I'd say, yep. I'd say the journey was a little bit better. Manageable is the word. Yeah, I'd use just to describe the journey from pregnancy to having the baby. And so
that's 100%, man, 100%. I think, to be honest, comparing your journey to mine, I would say that, like, because of the way like your child's temperament was, it must have been a little bit more like difficult and challenging. Like, not gonna lie, it was still hard for me as well, because obviously as a first time mom, you don't really know what you're doing. You're kind of just figuring it out as you go. Like, you're just like, okay, let's
figuring it out.
Oh, that one didn't work out. Oh, we tried that one. Yeah. You literally just, whatever you can do, you just do.
You're learning on the job.
Literally. And I think it's really good to have a support system that is there to kind of, advise you. And but I think there's something that mums just have, like there's that nurturing, nurturing nature where you it's in you already. Like, God has just given it to you, and you just figure it out. Like, you just know what to do. But like, not to forget what you were saying about the fourth trimester. That is such a big one, because some people experience the postpartum as well, the depression that comes with it, and it's not easy. But like you said, when we have God, we know that we get through it. Because, God's word really encourages us, and He helps us to really overcome all the different stages. So I think a lot of what you said is so valid, and something that we don't always know before we get into it, and we just like it just hits us. So we're like, absolutely, it is. Okay, so next question. So, do you feel like motherhood has taken away from you being yourself, or has it added value to you?
Right. So I feel that motherhood has added to me. I don't think it's taken anything away. I think God has always put that in me, that I was going to be a mother. So that's something that I've always known I was going to be, and also my identity is rooted in Christ. So no matter what challenges or what situation I'm facing in my life, I know who I am. So that's something that can't change. If we go back to the story of Job in the Bible, where God has blessed him with so much, he has a wife, has a family, has possessions, has wealth, and we see the devil, put him to test and ask God for permission to take all of that away, to see if this person is really rooted in God. And that story is a true testament to know that who are you when we take away your titles, your possessions, and everything you own. Who are you then? And to me, like, being a mother has just solidified my faith in Christ, because with that, God, going through the whole motherhood and pregnancy and having a child is so challenging. And for those who don't know Christ, I don't know how they do it, because for me, it is only God that's taken me through, because it is very challenging. It is not easy. However, I have a beautiful, beautiful child, and thanks to God, only Him, I have made it through. So I'm thankful, all the prayers and all the Bible reading I've done, and just knowing who I am has just really helped me get through this journey, and also has put me in position to be the best mother that I can be for her. I know that I'm going to install in her values, and I'm going to install in her self-worth and all the things that God has shown and taken me through. I know now I'm in position to be that for my child. So
that's awesome. That's really good. So I think sometimes we can feel like, as mothers, especially in our 20s as well, because we're doing so many different things. Like, some of us are, trying to establish our careers. Some of us are doing, certain projects. We're trying to do different things. I think sometimes it can feel like, oh, now I've become a mother. Okay, who am I? What am I doing with myself? And sometimes people have that fear, because I know for myself, I had that fear when I was like in my, going towards my late 20s. I was a bit like, oh, but if I have a child now, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? How am I going to? And then sometimes you think, oh my God, I can't do this. And then, some people are very much like, nah, I couldn't have a child now. Nah,
keep pushing it back. Pushing it back.
Yeah, because they're a bit worried about, how am I going to manage everything else with a child, But you just work things out. Like, you find a way to
you find a way.
And like Alphina said, some people, they just have this yearning in them like to just be a mother. You're just made to be a mother, and that's the kind of mothers we need in our lives, because they'll look after their children properly. You know, they take care of their children,
they love them.
Yeah, the yearning is not there. Maybe just wait a little bit. You know, just wait a little bit.
Just think about it first.
Yeah. So I think it makes more, like, there's just so much more value to it when that yearning is there, when that desire is there, because you know you take good care of your child.
Yeah, we often hear that, you know, is there a good time to have kids? Like, in a sense, there's some truth to it. There is a good time.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that no amount of preparation will prepare you to have a child. 100%. However, you can be in a position, like financially, like security-wise, you know, marriage. Yeah. That kind of preparation is a must, and it definitely helps in all ways possible, including, you know, getting back to, you know, working and things like that. But in terms of can you be prepared to have a baby? No, because the baby will come and everything you thought you need, the baby says, no, I have my own ways. But and every child is different too. So some 100%. Babies are easy. Honestly, some babies are not.
We know one of our friends enjoying her pregnancy. No problems at all, nothing. No money sick. Yeah. So it's like, it's just so different for everyone. So, you know, like, everyone's experience is very different, and I guess you just have to, you deal with it as it comes, I guess.
Absolutely.
I think you mentioned a point before, how you're saying, what were you saying before? You were saying something to do with, like, being ready. So I feel like mentally, that's a big one. Like, if you're mentally prepared, you'll be able to mentally, like, manage whatever comes your way. Because sometimes I feel like people have children, and then it's like, are you really ready? Like, were you ready for this? Because when it comes and it's now time to take on the responsibility, guys, we can't lie. It's a responsibility.
It's a full-time job. No, sorry. Actually, it's not a full-time job, because we don't clock off and we don't have a lunchtime.
That's true.
It's a 24/7, 365 days of the year.
Mate, it's responsibility. So if you're not ready mentally, don't worry about the finances. The finances are there. But I'm talking, like, mentally, you have to be prepared to.
That's another big one.
Be here for the child. So I think, that's something to think about as well before you go into making the decision. But anyway, so next question. So how are you finding juggling, like, being a mother and, like, your career path and whatever other projects you kind of desire to do? How are you finding juggling all of that?
Wow. Okay. So this is a big one. Okay. You hear a lot of people actually have a relationship breakdown after having a baby. And that's something we need to unpack, because we don't want to be hearing that so-and-so broke up because they had a baby, which is meant to be a blessing for the relationship.
You know?
Both, you know, if you're a first-time parent, for both, you know, mum and dad, it's a massive change. Okay? Like, just have that in mind, that what you guys used to do before, it's going to change. Not saying that you're not going to have fun ever again. What I'm trying to say is, now you guys have this little human you have to care for. Okay, there's going to have to be changes. Now, both of you will have to rise to the occasion. Like, there is a lot of new responsibilities that has been added on. So I think in this phase of life, you both, as a wife, for me personally, we both had to really step up and say, okay, all right, you do this, I do this, you know, communicate with each other, just figure things out together, and don't leave one person doing more than the other, because that's how things start going downhill really fast. Both of you need to be hands-on. Both of you need to be 100% committed. It's not just mummy's job.
That's
okay. So, daddies, please, you guys also need to really step up. Same with mummy, because mummy will most likely have postpartum. Okay, daddy doesn't step in. Okay, and we don't want mummy to have postpartum, because it's not a fun time for everyone in the household. So, when I had baby, my husband really stepped up in terms of really making sure I was okay, because a lot of times we forget mums. We just focus on baby, but mum, just had a massive thing happen to her body. And remember, now she's going through so much, breastfeeding, there's so much happening, staying up at night with baby. Baby's always crying, trying to figure out what's happening. It is a lot.
Yeah.
So we as a unit have to really be there for one another.
Yeah.
Otherwise, one person's going to sink.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. No, that,
and
I
yeah,
agree. I agree because even for me, like I feel like my journey was so much more like manageable and easier because of my husband as well. So he was very hands-on, very helpful, and really like looked out for the both of us. So it was that's why I can't complain too much because I just feel like it was actually not bad. Like
you had it, absolutely, and then you end up having another one.
Honestly, like it's. I think when you work together as a team, I think that's how God intended it in the first place. That's why He wants it to be in like a space where there's a marriage, there's a commitment where you're committed to each other, and then you're committed to also the responsibility that He gives you. Because at the end of the day, the same way He looks after us, He wants us to look after His children as well. So our babies are also His children. So He wants us to look after them well. You know.
And then you say career.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, career as well. Yeah.
So career-wise, I know a lot of mums are scared that, if we have a baby, our careers are ruined.
Yes.
It's not true. Okay. In terms of career, like we live in a society, if you're in Australia, we live in a society where mums are very supported.
Yeah.
So maternity leave is something that is a must over here. If you're in a position where you can take 12 months off, definitely do that. It's good for you to also just have that time to spend with baby and recover and just just enjoy your child. Going back to work is definitely something doable. It's nothing that you should be afraid of. Your career won't vanish after having a child, so don't be afraid. You will definitely go back to work and continue where you are. We are blessed to be in a society where we have things like childcare. If you're blessed to have family members that can help you out, then go for it, use them. But we live in a society where the government supports women going back to work. So that's something that you shouldn't be afraid of at all. Taking time off work and just.
For sure. If you've been working hard, like you're eligible to that leave. And then even after the leave, there's actually other jobs out there that you can literally do based on like your circumstance in life. Like if you're like a single mom or whatever, like there's a lot of like phone type, like calling type jobs.
Working at home.
Working at home 2 days a week. There's so many other options. I think we're just kind of scared because we think, oh my goodness, like the life that I had, how am I going to maintain that with a child as well? And then it gets a bit like you start to worry, but really like when you get there, you realize you can actually just figure things out. And how many other mothers have done it as well? Like so many other mothers work, have their children, and then they're doing so many other things. Like how do they do it? There's ways that it can be done. So I think sometimes we have to not just worry too much about it and just try to figure out and see, okay, what
works best for you.
What other things can we do to help us, kind of thing.
And also, if you don't want to go back to work and be a stay-at-home mum, that's also okay. That's fine. If you and your husband, your partner, agree on that, then that's perfectly fine. Don't let society bully you into going back to work. If 100%. You want to stay home and look after your children, that's also fine.
Yeah. If it's financially, why not?
Doable,
enjoy yourself, honestly.
Absolutely.
Live your best life.
Who wants to work?
Sometimes I'm telling you, it really feels like I want to go back to the back in the days. Kind of like you make it like that because work sometimes we're doing too much.
Oh my goodness, like, stressful.
It would be nice to be at home right now.
Yes.
So I think, and when you become a mom as well, you can't even work as much. I think you kind of have to like really balance it. You have to do like maybe 2-3 days because it's just too hard to manage.
It is not
mom life and like home life and being a wife. There's a lot more. So it's just a bit more balanced.
There's so many options that you can do. So
definitely. All right. So should we move on to the next question? What are things that you would change or add to your motherhood journey?
Okay, so this is a big one. A thing I would add, I guess, is asking for help more. It's something that I know myself and a lot of women we don't do. We don't ask for help. And having a baby, I'm telling you, you're not a superhero. You will need help.
100%.
yeah, just step up and ask if it's your friends, family members. Just ask them if it's even just to come home and help you clean, do the laundry, bring you food. You know, Harriet was even telling me during my pregnancy, "Oh, sis, you never asked me to cook anything for you." And it's because it's something I'm not used to doing. I'm so independent. I get things done by myself. But, you know, going through all that pregnancy and having a baby has really made me understand that it's okay to ask for help, and it's all right, especially being a child of God. We have to look after each other. Come together, help one another. You know, I'm just always used to being the one helping someone else and not letting others help me. But it's definitely something I needed to really work on and work on. Actually, I am getting better at asking for help. But it's something we definitely need to do more of, because you'd be so shocked how happy people are to come and help. Because people assume that you have it all together when you don't ask for help. Hey, when you don't, you're drowning. Okay, you're drowning. You suffer by yourself like me. So don't do that. Okay, ask for help. Ask for help.
Honestly, I agree. I think it's a good one, definitely. But I feel like I'm a bit like you too. Like, I'm willing to help, but I'm not very good at asking for help. And I think that's something that if we don't learn, we can just keep suffering by ourselves, you know.
Absolutely.
And to be honest, I think also another thing that I just thought of is as the ones that are here, like let's say for example, if our friends are pregnant or our friends are in need or whatever, we should just kind of just be always ready to just do it without always having to ask. Because if you're like us and we don't really we're not gonna ask you, then it would just be nice if somebody just does it without you asking. You know what I mean? So maybe that's something we can think about as well. That's something that I've just thought about. I'm like, you know what? I could have literally just done something as well. Like, I didn't have to just wait. Do you know what I mean? But
it's true.
We're learning.
We're all learning together.
Is there anything else you wanted to add for that? So I said change or add. So the main thing you said was ask for help. Was there anything else you would change with your motherhood journey?
What would I change?
Even with all the the tough stuff you've gone through, you're still like, it's still good. I'm okay. What can you do though? Hey, I don't think I'll change too much. The thing is, the only thing that was really hard for me was the morning sickness. That's the hardest thing for me.
Oh, you mean
but
like
I change
if you
that?
Can? You get that's what I mean. You can't change the sickness.
You know what I mean? You can't change the symptoms.
No, I can't change that.
You experience. So it's not like it is what it is, and you just gotta just.
I feel like in terms of pregnancy, what I would change is I would try my best, even though it was extremely difficult. Try and eat more healthy. Because before I got pregnant, I was a gym junkie, healthy. You would never catch me drinking a soft drink. All right. But during pregnancy, my favorite thing was soft drinks. Like, it just helped with the nausea. I know that sounds terrible, but when you're there, you'll understand. But I just try harder to eat better. But that's something I would like to change. Obviously, baby was drinking soft drinks. We don't want that. So
stress how important it is to really eat well,
healthy, for baby's development. But you know what's funny? Even though that's all I could have, soft drinks and noodles. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I'm confessing this. Noodles was my go-to. It's the only thing I could keep down. It was more towards third trimester. I could eat other foods. But first trimester, couldn't eat at all. Second trimester was noodles, soft drinks, and that was basically, it was spaghetti, noodles, anything spaghetti, that's it. I couldn't, rice was okay, but it was more like the spaghetti and noodles I was eating. And then third trimester, I could eat a bit more things. I was basically vegetarian. I couldn't eat meat. Meat was a no-no.
Wow.
So many weird things happen when you're pregnant.
Yeah. And sometimes, to be honest, it's a bit hard because it's like, look, sometimes you just have to do what your body tells you to do. Because look, if when you eat anything else, you're gonna throw it up. What are you supposed to do? You don't have a choice. You have to eat what you can eat.
Exactly, whatever stays down.
Yeah, literally, when the baby comes out, then you can go back to doing. Because I'm telling you guys, I feel like pregnancy, honestly, your body is not your own. Because your body really it's being used for the child to grow. So you just feel like, man. Anyways, let this time just pass. Let the 9 months just go, and then I can come back to myself.
But you know what's funny? When she was born, she was very healthy.
Yeah. It's fine. It's okay.
Not saying you should go and drink soft drinks and eat noodles in your pregnancy. If you can, make sure you eat healthy. Okay, it's important. All right, might have turned out right for me, but God had his plan for me. Okay, but don't try and apply my situation to yours.
Definitely. So just going on to the last question, talking about advice. So what advice do you have for all young mums or other mums who are aspiring to be a mother one day? What advice do you have for them?
Okay. This is something that is on my heart heavy. When you are wanting to be a mum or when you're pregnant, you are going to be getting a lot of advice from everyone, and I'm telling you, it's overwhelming. Okay, so what you can do is do what you know is right. Take advice from professionals, because you see all these different moms and older moms, even culture wise, everyone has their own thing, because everyone's done this to their child and it worked out, so it has to work for every other child. No, every baby is different, every pregnancy is different. You do what you know is right. Listen to health professionals. You can read books about pregnancies. Try and do what is right, because there's so much information coming at you from different people. It's not one fits all at all. So definitely you can listen to yourself. You don't have to listen to everything. But with that being said, also don't neglect information
from people.
From those who you can trust and that aren't going to just try and force things upon you. Take advice from those people, because other mums can pass on really good information. So for me, that's something that I had happen to me. Everyone had their own opinion, how they did things. It worked for them, therefore I should do it. And it was a lot, but I did take on some things. Like my husband always says, take what applies and leave what doesn't. That's how I do things. I allow people to, express themselves to me, and I will take what I know can apply to me and my family, and I leave what I know won't. So just be confident in yourself, be confident in your decisions, and don't let anyone force you to do anything that will harm you and your child.
100%. No, I agree with that. I think for me, the only person I really went to a lot was my mum, because obviously she always was ready.
Too.
She was ready. I think your mom is really good to have a good relationship with your mum. They will really guide you through the whole stage. But not only mums, like even you could literally do your own research. Absolutely. As well, like going online, like
Google is free.
YouTube. So it's really useful. Like it's really helpful to gain the information that you need, the specific stuff that you actually want. Because like Alphina said, everybody has something to say. So definitely just like hear them out. But if it doesn't apply to you, like
that's okay.
You don't have to. You don't have to take it on board. So no, that's really good advice. And then lastly, I think, to be honest, for anyone who is wanting to be a mom, like don't be afraid, but also know that it's a responsibility and be prepared. Like, don't just kind of jump into it. I always feel like sometimes, like, yes, accidents happen, but if accidents happen, how many children are born out of like good luck and like just anyhow, like it happens. But like, I just feel like I really want to like stress that it's really like, I don't know, personally for me, and the way I see it, it's like I'm taking on a responsibility. I'm taking on like a whole child. I'm taking on something that I have to invest in, put my time in, put my effort in. So it's just something to think about before you do, I guess. But I'm not to scare you guys as well and be like, oh, don't have a child if you're not ready. But really just think about it before you go into it. But it's not scary, guys. It's not that scary. I think at first it's scary, But it's actually all right if you're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there any last things you wanted to say before we end the video? Because we're pretty much done now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to, conclude, for me personally, motherhood has been such a blessing. I love my child so much.
Yeah.
She has brought so much happiness and joy into our home. My husband and I just love her to bits. She is so smart.
Yeah.
Just seeing her go through her different milestones and her little personality coming through. It's just such a testament of God's hand in our lives. And I'm telling you, like, nothing better has happened to me before. It's just such an amazing experience. So if you're a mother expecting, or you want to have children, absolutely go for it. There is challenges, yes. However, the reward is so much greater.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's all I wanted to say.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Alphina, for being here with us today. Personally, for me, I think that you're an amazing mother. Like, just the way you work so hard to look after Aliyah is really inspiring. And I think keep up the great work. You're doing God's work.
Thank you.
So yeah, now you're doing amazing. But yeah, thank you so much for being here with us today, and thank you guys for watching Heart to Heart with us here as well. We look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. If you guys like the video, give it a like. Give us a comment as well. Let us know if you guys have any thoughts on the topic, and subscribe as well. So see you guys in the next video. And I think we'll have you back again another time soon for something else. I think you did amazing. But yeah,
Thank you, Harriet.
No worries. All right, see you guys.
All right, bye.